Okay, then we're going to get started. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher mitzvanu b'chetz her mitzvanu mitzvanu. Amen. Next. Ladies and gentlemen, can you all hear me? Okay. I want you to know that I'm the patriarch here tonight. And I want everybody to know it, and I'm going to share some of my secrets with you all. You know, Eileen and I were married a little over 66 years. But I want to tell you, there were very good years. 1, 2, and 3, 5, 7, and 10, they were all good. But my wife says, I made a mistake. She says, the whole 66 are good, and I'm not fighting with her. She's the boss in my family. Now, you know, goes way back. I was born and raised in Davenport, Iowa, where the first voting took place. And I didn't agree with what they did. But my wife was born in upstate New York, a small town called Amsterdam. Now you're probably wondering how a guy from Iowa met a girl from upstate New York. And also make sure she's Jewish. That was important. Now, one night, when I was single, I had a date, and I was supposed to meet the date about 10 o'clock. And unknown to me, the lady who is my wife today was attending that same function for the USO, that's in the Army, for soldiers coming home at that time. That was back in 1940, 30, for 30, 40, you know, something like that. Anyhow, my date walked out of the building at the same time that my wife did. And she was walking home. My wife was walking home. I'm in the car. So I said to my date, I said, listen, you walked out with that girl. Why don't you at least offer to take her home? I didn't really see my wife. I just was being kind. And she said, would you mind dropping her off? I said, no. So I pulled up, and we asked her if she wanted a lift home. And she said, okay. And while driving home, I said to her, I said, you know, I have a kid brother. Are you dating? She says, yeah. I said, well, give me your name and number, and I'll have him call you. This is the truth. And of course, I gave the number to my brother, and he called her, and he dated her. And after a week or two, I said to my brother one night, I said, tell me, how'd you like that date I set you up with? He said, oh, it didn't work out. I said, well, if that's the case, then you don't mind if I call? He said, of course not. So I called her, and we made a date. And the first night of the date, I was bewitched by her charm. I really was. And I was on a very tight budget in those days, so I took her to an ice cream parlor. And while sitting there, I offered to read her fortune. Told her I know how to do this. So she gave me her hand, and I started to read, and I described me 100%. And from that day on, I stopped going with other people. I really did. But, you know, I was the sort of a mischievous guy, because when I went to my wife's home, where she lived with her parents, I looked like a Italian mobster, because I had a widow's peak, very dark. The hair came all the way down to my chin almost, and I was heavy and swarthy. So they asked me who my name was, and I wanted to think of an Italian name. I told this to Johan already, and I just couldn't think of it, so I said, my name is Frank Spaghetti. And that is the truth. However, be that as it may, I want to move away from that. We did ultimately get married, my wife, as you well know. And now, when we first moved, when I first got married, I lived with her parents. I moved into their house, and they lived in Kew Gardens. And what is it? What'd you say? Oh, you're missing my words. That's terrible. Do I have to repeat everything? No. Anyhow, every time we finally bought a house in the neighborhood, and we used to visit my mother-in-law. And of course, every time I walked into my mother-in-law's house, that's not important. Okay, sit down, honey, please. Now I'm going to tell you something that's really a deep secret, in that there was no intention of foul language. But every time I walked into my mother-in-law to visit, the first thing she would say is, mine first. And after a while, a number of weeks, I came in one day and I said to her, tell me, every time I walk into your house, the first thing you say to me is mine first. Why do you do that? She says, I'll tell you. I think that in your mind, you're thinking, she can kiss my ass. And I say, mine first. But my mother-in-law's a good woman. She's a good woman. And we got along fine. We really did. But you know, I've had a lot of mishaps lately, unfortunately. But, what? Okay, I want to say one more thing. They're killing me here. You know, let me finish the story. All right, they're cutting me off. I'll make it quick. You know, I was told that I have 9 lives. I really was. So it reminded me of a story. This guy, it's a short story. I'm going to tell it quickly. And the story is this young man lived alone by himself with a cat.
Hold it for 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Why, you want to eat? You want me to stop and come back? I'll make a short sentence and I'll quit. Now, this fella had a cat, and he loved this cat. He lived alone. And he decided he wanted to take a vacation. So he had a neighbor who promised to take care of his cat and feed him while he's gone. So the man left town, and he came. While he was away after a week, he was lonesome. So he called his friend up, and he says, I know I'm not supposed to come home for another week yet, but I'm worried about my cat. How's it doing? Oh, he says, your cat died. Oh, my God. And the guy started crying. Finally, he composed himself. He says, you shouldn't shock me like that. You could have said something make easy, like that cat fell off the roof. He said, no, take it easy. He says, well, I apologize. Next time I won't do that. Well, he says, by the way, how's my mother? Oh, he says, she fell off the roof. Anyhow, I will continue later. Thank you. Okay, we're ready now. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.